Hi there everybody, Jack here again at the Vinyl Voyage. So tonight I'm going to have a go at a contest that's been run by Alex over at Beer and Vinyl. What a great channel Alex has got. He's run this contest to get his sub count pushed over 500 subs, which he's managed to do, I think, quite easily. So still go over there, support his channel, push him up even higher. So like I said, he's got a great channel. And to keep in the spirit of Beer and Vinyl, what a great name for a channel. I'm having a beer myself, so it's been a hard week, it's been a long week. What a world we live in, where we can just crack open a Belgian cherry beer at the drop of the hat. It is the weekend, so I'm getting into it myself. But Beer and Vinyl, like I said, what a great name for a channel. Beer and Vinyl goes together like movies and popcorn, like bangers and mash, like Chaz and Dave, like Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. The list goes on. But yeah, what a great name for a channel, and what a great contest that he's running, because this contest involves showing 5 records that remind you of people that you love or people that you cared about, and I think that's a great idea for a contest. What's more universal than love? Okay, so yeah. Initially, I thought that I would maybe look at records that reminded me of past girlfriends of yesteryear, but that seemed all a bit too high fidelity and could get me in trouble, so I'm going to play safe. But anyway, without further ado, the first one then I'm going to show reminds me of my dad. Had a brilliant relationship with my dad. We got on so well together. He introduced me to so many great bands. He was into prog, he was into the Beatles, the Stones, just like fantastic taste in music. He's big into sport. The two of us loved watching football together. Great taste in movies. We just didn't argue about anything. We got on so well together. Spent loads of time with each other. Like I said, we were just never argued about anything. Apart from one thing. Kate Bush. You see, I love Kate Bush. My dad hated Kate Bush. He hated Kate Bush, and the reason why I'm showing Hounds of Love was he particularly hated the song Running Up That Hill. He would say to me, when is that bloody woman going to get up to the top of that bloody hill? I'm sick of listening to this song. So it's the only thing that we ever argued on, and did get a bit heated on occasion. So he just did not like Kate Bush, but I said, I love Kate Bush. And as much as I love my dad, it still reminds me of my dad. We listened to so many records together. He loved The Wall, I love The Wall. Both obviously love Pink Floyd, but yeah, this is just the one thing that we didn't see eye to eye on, and it makes me just remember him all the more for it, because when Stranger Things came out and Kate Bush went back to the top of the charts with Running Up That Hill, I thought I was right all along. So this one's for you, Dad. Kate Bush, Hounds of Love, 1985. Brilliant. Okay, so keeping in the vein of listening to records or showing records, remind you of people you love. My mum was a massive Beatles fan, Stones fan. The first band that she saw was the Small Faces at the Glasgow Apollo, and she loved all your kind of classic rock and Dylan and all the rest of it. But it's too easy to show records that we shared together. So her favourite album would have been Rumours by Fleetwood Mac, but I'd rather show the albums that she hated when I put on, because I don't know, I just seem to, I don't know, they seem to, they make me think of my mum more, because my mum hated the later music that I listened to. We had like an affinity for listening to the same things when we were younger, but when I started to listen to the Happy Mondays, she hated the Happy Mondays. And then that became like a running joke that I would try and put on things that she really, really hated. Things like Jandek, if I put that on, it could send her over the edge. But this, she hated Arab Strap, and she hated Aidan Moffat and R.M. Hubbard's album Here Lies the Body. So I think this is a great album. I think it's this from 2018. But I love Aidan Moffat, the kind of bard of Falkirk. Some people call it whingecore, some people call it mumblecore. But if you've ever heard Arab Strap, you just know that nobody sounds like Aidan Moffat. I love his kind of Falkirk drawl. I love his lyrics are always really funny, and this is just a great album as well. So this would be one of the many albums. Here Lies the Body, along with R.M. Hubbard. One of the many albums that my mum really, really didn't like. And if I play any Arab Strap or any Aidan Moffat these days, then it immediately makes me think of my mum. So there we go, that's number two. So you got my dad, my mum. I met my wife in Germany when I was stationed out there in Dusseldorf, and my kind of tastes are quite out there, probably compared to most people. But when we first met, I was going through a big phase. I've been really into the Brian Jonestown massacre, and my wife being German, she didn't really know so much about a lot of kind of American or UK indie or alt bands. And early on in the relationship, or it was in fact at the very beginning, I told her I was going to a concert. I couldn't see her one night. I was going to a concert to see a band called the Brian Jonestown Massacre, and she thought I was like some kind of raving metalist, like the name, the Brian Jonestown Massacre. This idea of like a massacre. I think she thought I was like some kind of satanic, bat-eating, crazy guy. So to kind of pull back from that, I thought I need to find some common ground with our music taste, and it ended up being Amy Winehouse, and we both really get into Frank and Back to Black, and that was my kind of more mainstream leanings. But yeah, I've always enjoyed Amy Winehouse. I love this album. It's full of great songs, kind of neo soul, Rehab. It's obviously a massive big hit. Me and Mr. Jones, Tears Dry on Their Own. It's full of great tracks. But we ended up going to see Amy Winehouse not long before she died at Cologne Palladium. It was quite a small gig, but it was a fantastic night. She teetered out in her little high heels and um, yeah, put on an amazing performance. She definitely had a beer or two, but she was really, really good. So yeah, that's my next one. Amy Winehouse, Back in Black, an album that makes me think of my wife. Oh, that Jerry Beer's not bad. Okay, next one then. This one would make me think of my son. So Enter the Wu-Tang, 36 Chambers by the Wu-Tang Clan. So I'm, when my son was born, I played lots of Beatles. I played lots of stuff by the Stones and really catchy things like Happy Jack by the Who and the Kinks. All the kind of stuff that kind of, you hope, kind of kickstarts a lifelong love of music. But it does get to the point, and this is what you hope as well, that when your children grow up and they get to kind of teenage years, that they can think for themselves and they're not just like little carbon copies of you. They want to kind of stretch out and listen to their own stuff, and this is what my son did. He would have listened to the Pixies and the Jam and lots of things that I kind of liked growing up, but when he became a teen, his interests spread out to hip hop, and it's been really good because it's got me more into hip hop. I'm not a massive hip hop fan, but I know what I like, and I like what I hear sometimes. And this, I really liked this when I heard this. My son got into this album. I kind of got into it more, and I'd heard it a bit in the past before, but he gets so much into it that we went down to see the Wu-Tang Clan in Glasgow, and they were fantastic. But yes, it's a great album. I love that kind of Eastern influence. It's got such great songs on here, like Protect Your Neck. It's really cool. Clan in the Front. Cream, Cash Rules Everything Around Me. So yeah, that'd be one for my son. Enter the Wu-Tang Clan, 36 Chambers. Great stuff. And last but not least, be one for my daughter. So again, it's kind of connected to going to see a live gig. So when my daughter was 12, like a lot of little girls, she's like a massive Harry Styles fan. So we went down to Murrayfield in Edinburgh to see Harry Styles. But the big payoff for me was the support band was Wet Leg. So this is Wet Leg's debut album from 2022. And I was surprised by how much I liked Harry Styles when I went to see him in concert. He wasn't half bad at all. And my daughter liked Wet Leg. So yeah, lots of really catchy stuff on here. You know, the girls out of Wet Leg, the band's a four-piece, but they're kind of fronted by, is it Rhiannon Teasdale and Helen Chambers? It's called the guitar player. But yeah, they're from, where is it? Isle of Wight. Yeah, lots of really catchy stuff on here. Chaise Longue is good. Angelica, Being in Love, Wet Dream. Too Late Now. It's on Domino Records. Loads of great stuff on here. Really catchy. You wonder if they're going to be one-hit wonders or not, because I thought they would have followed up by now. But yeah, this album just really makes me think of that night that me and my daughter went to see Harry Styles with Wet Leg as the support. And I've got to say, Harry Styles was probably better than Wet Leg. Wet Leg, I don't know, it was maybe a bit difficult for them playing to stadiums so early in their career, but they did a decent job. But yeah, the album just makes me think of my daughter because we listened to it loads, and obviously on the way down to Edinburgh and the way back up. So yeah, there we go. Another one that reminds me of someone that I love. So yeah, that's my entry. 5 albums that remind you of 5 people that you love. I've just realised I've probably had a few too many beers. I've realised that I've not put my ring light on. So with the final couple of minutes to go, oh, that's better. That's what I should have done at the start of the video. I can't really be bothered doing it again. So here's to Alex at Beer and Vinyl. Here's to Cherry Beer. Here's to albums that remind you of people that you love. And until the next time, bye for now.